What's up, YouTube? Got a special guest for you guys today. Come on, baby girl.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone, it's me again, Kalia. Don't eat too much peanut butter, it will make you fat again. Bye now.
Good job, little butt. Now go. Good job, little butt. Thank you. Fam, I had to do that. Baby girl wanted to talk to y'all to let y'all know not to eat the peanut butter again so you don't get fat. Because if y'all know me, y'all know that peanut butter had me in a chokehold, and it's just something amazing. So I just want to start off by saying thank you for all the love and support and everyone reaching out, telling me, hey, man, keep doing what you're doing. I'm glad I'm able to reach some of y'all and the word keep spreading. I know normally I'm wearing tight shirts or a tank top, but today I decided to wear the shirt that I used to wear all the time. You know, this is a 4X shirt that I used to wear in public with a hoodie over it or something over it just to hide the fact that I was a big guy, right? And besides looking at my face, besides looking at no muscle definition nowhere, you can still see that anyway. So I wear this around the house every now and again just to remind myself, hey man, you used to fill this out. Now when I wear it, you know, I feel like I'm in a bat suit. You know what I mean? Like I'm wearing Batman's cape or some shit. But, you know, this is one of those things to where I like to wear it around the house to remind me of how far I've come and where I'm going and where I never want to return again. So I know yesterday I read y'all not a diary, I hate saying diary, but a journal entry on, you know, 140 calories that I just happened to take in that kind of freaked me out and what it represented. I kind of like that format because the more I write stuff out and I really plan it, it sounds better. And not only do it sound better, but it gives you guys an opportunity to think. So I did the same thing again today. And this one is called The Compliments Are Starting to Scare Me. I don't think people understand how much pressure comes along with being called an inspiration. At first, I loved the compliments. I ain't gonna lie. You look amazing. Bro, you disappeared. You inspired me to start. I want to do what you did. After being over 300 pounds, those words, they just hit you differently. For years, I felt my body entered the room way before I did. Before people even knew my name, they knew I was the big guy. They knew I was that fat motherfucker, right? Before they knew I was intelligent, before they knew I was a father, a veteran, a leader, before they knew anything about me, they could see how fat I was. So when I finally started losing the fat and the weight, the compliments felt like people were finally seeing me, seeing the real me, right? But lately, I've been thinking about a lot of things. What happens if I gain the weight back? Not all 120 pounds, but what if I gain 10? What if my abs disappear? What if my face gets a little fuller? What if the scale says 205 again? Would I simply think I'm 205 pounds? Or would I immediately wonder, what are people going to say? That's the part that scares me because nobody cared about my body gaining, weight. That shit was private. Now that everybody celebrates my body, gaining weight will feel way too public. Every time somebody calls me an inspiration, a small part of me hears something else. Don't fuck this up. Every time somebody tells me I motivated them, don't fuck this up, big fella. Every new subscriber, don't fuck this up. Every before and after picture, don't fuck this up. Well, before and current, let me correct that. Every before and current picture, don't fuck this up. Every person who asked me for advice, Sean, do not fuck this up. And nobody actually said that to me. That's the crazy part. Nobody put that pressure on me. I do, and I did. Maybe compliments quietly create contracts we never even agreed to sign. Once again, covert contracts, right? You look amazing becomes, you better keep looking amazing. You inspire me becomes, you're not allowed to struggle anymore. I want to be like you becomes, you better have all the fucking answers. And lately I've had to ask myself a question I don't really know the answer to. And I'm still chasing the best version of am I still chasing the best version of my body? Or am I trying to protect the version of me everybody finally noticed? Because my goal kept moving. Get under 250. Done. Get to 220. Done. C199. Done. 195. 195. 196. 196. 12% body fat. 11% body fat. And again, there's nothing wrong with wanting more. But at what point and what the fuck am I improving? you know, at what point am I just afraid to fucking stop? You know, maybe I'm afraid that if a transformation disappears, then the attention disappears with it. Maybe I'm afraid that if I become ordinary again, people stop listening. And that's a hard thing to admit because compliments are supposed to make you feel seen. But if you're not careful, they can teach you that the new version of you is the only version worth seeing. I spent years believing that if I lost the fat, if I lost the weight, people would finally notice me. And now that people finally notice me, there's a part of me that is terrified of disappearing again. Maybe I'm not afraid of getting fat again. Maybe. I'm afraid of becoming invisible, right? I did not enjoy writing that shit, but I had to because it's real. And that's what I based this channel off of, you know? You know, when Luther posted me, you know, I was at like 35 subscribers, if that, right? But Luther told me and Luther had talked about this back in like December. And it was like, hey, look, I'm going to be one of your client interviews because I'm gonna make a huge transformation. And I'm pretty sure he heard that shit all the time. But I went about it the right way and I actually made the transformation. So as each month kept going by and he kept seeing the change and all these different changes, he was like, bro, you there. We're going to do our interview week of June 19th. We're going to do, and then it got pushed back. And so I was like, okay, cool. So I told him like, look, I'm a funny motherfucker, bro. And I'm just going to be myself. He said, bro, do you. Family, I didn't expect what happened to do what it did. Like, I just didn't. You know, I look at the subscribers today is over 700. You know, I get people hitting me on Instagram or hitting my line, bro, man, you inspired me to do this. You know, you doing the right thing. And that's exciting because now it's like I get to help somebody who is dealing with the psychological effects of being a fat motherfucker, right? And it's interesting because I struggled with a lot of those same issues when I was bigger. But now I still struggle with issues. They just different. I've had to humble myself a few times because even playing golf yesterday, my guys I played with, man, you look amazing, this, that, and the third. I don't really let the compliments get to me no more. I don't. And not that I'm looking for anything negative, not that I didn't earn it, but I know for me, this is a lifestyle now. You know, sometimes I wish I was still ignorant of calories because I don't look at calories the way you guys look at them, right? I'll look at, like today, I met a great friend of mine for lunch about potentially working with him again. And we went to Chick-fil-A. I logged in my app. Hey, I had an 8-count grilled chicken nugget. The app said 300 calories. I was like, that ain't right. I know that's not right. These fats, that's not right. So I actually did the research and found out that it was only 130 calories, only 1 gram of fat, 3 grams of carbs, and 25 grams of protein. I don't look at the same. I don't look at everything the same no more. So do I worry sometimes about fucking putting all that weight back on? I do, but I don't. Because no matter what I'm going through, I didn't want to get up this morning and go to the gym. Granted, I didn't go at 4 o'clock in the morning because I knew I just was going to do a lot of applying today and I was going to meet some people today. I knew what I had to do, but I didn't do it as early because I knew I had time. Now, does that throw me off my rhythm and routine? Absolutely not, because I did go to bed fairly late. And I don't feel like it makes sense to even go to the gym if you ain't got the fuel to do it. Now, granted, I'm running low on fumes because my carbs are low as shit and my calories are low as shit for my size. But that's what happens when you in a cut. I'm finishing my cut, thank God. And whenever I get the chance to readjust, I'm going to be happy I get to go up or whatever. But tomorrow morning, I will be in the gym at 3:45 because I got shit to do in the morning. And that's a non-negotiable for me. So no, I'm not necessarily worried about putting on 205 pounds. The next time the scale say 205 pounds, that's going to be because I'm reverse dieting back up and I'm going to be swollen the motherfucker. You know, who said it? I think it was Brandon. It was Brandon Dewey, one of my homeboys. He said, man, you went from lineman to tight end. From tight end to wide receiver. And when you go back up, you're going to be a 6'3" fucking running back. I was like, God dang. You know, I ain't never really think about it like that. But that's why your body is such a beautiful thing if you take care of it. You can do a lot of different things with it. Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't trying to walk around here like a bodybuilder. You know, got ELS, exaggerated lat syndrome. We walk around like this and shit. I ain't trying to, have to turn sideways to walk into a door. And I definitely don't want help to wipe my ass because my lats and shit so big. No. And I was asked, what is the goal of getting back up to 210 or 205? Simply said, because I want to be a sexy motherfucker. I'm not trying to look like the biggest bodybuilder in the world. But yeah, if I decide to go on a cruise, I ain't going on no cruise. Last time my folks got on a boat, it ain't turned out too well for us. That's a joke. However, I digress. I'm not going on no fucking cruise. But if my family, if I do a family function to where we decide to go to the beach or we decide to do something like that, I'm not going to be afraid to take off my shirt. In fact, I'm going to keep my shirt on the longest. And I'm just going to look around. I'm going to see all these cook motherfuckers. Then I'm going to take my shit off. And then it's going to be like, damn. I was just talking to one of my guys, one of my homeboys who was in the car, he's still in the car business and he kills it where he's at. And, he reached out to me and said, yo, man, I think I want to do some things with you. And I tell everybody, man, you need to pray about this. Really think about it because I need you to give me the same effort I'm going to give you. We're going to read books. We're going to talk about these things because your mental, to me, is just as important as your fucking physical. The physical going to happen because that's just a receipt of what you're doing when I'm not there to monitor you, right? Luther wasn't here to monitor me every day. Southpaw Huncho and his team wasn't here to monitor me every day. Alex Reed wasn't here to monitor me every day. Tony Drake wasn't there to monitor me every day. I had to do a lot of this shit on my own. I had to have the accountability to do what needed to be done when nobody was looking. And that's when you take your progress photos. That's when you update your stuff because now they want to see, okay, let me see what this motherfucker really about. And I'm pretty sure they get the excuses all the time because I already started getting some. But think about these things because I told them, hey, man, you commit to me like I can commit to you and I'll get you there. Don't worry about nothing else. So that's one of those things to where it does make me proud. But it was like, what was the goal? The goal, I want to be the best version of myself. I want to be the sexiest motherfucker that Sean Reed can be for Sean. That's it. Am I there now? In my eyes, maybe. In the eyes of somebody else, damn, he looks great. Damn, he looks gorgeous. That's for them. I don't need their validation. I'm doing this for me. So if my goal is to go from 180 and reverse diet back up to 210, I get it. That's a lot of weight. But if I do it the right way and I do it slowly, I don't have a time limit on this. If it take me a year, it'll take me a year. If it'll take me a year and a half, it'll take me a year and a half. But guess what? Nothing fast will last, right? So if I take it slow and I'm gradually doing it, it's going to last me a lot longer. And I did the research. My frame is built to hold up to 230 pounds of just muscle. I'm built to do that. Do I want to get that big? Nah. That's when it get expensive. Because now you got to pay for all these calories. You got to pay for all this food. And don't get me wrong, I got to pay for food anyway. But I don't want to spend all of my day eating. I like 2-3 solid meals and some snacks. I'm cool with that shit. But just having to walk around and just eating every second of the day just to, look a certain way. I'm not trying to step on nobody's stage. I'm not trying to step on anybody's stage. I'm not trying to compete with anybody. I simply just want to feel good in my own skin. And I feel good in my own skin now. But I want to feel even better in my own skin when I decide to, hey, I'm putting on this nice shirt. I want that V-taper to look amazing. And it does. I can't help it now. It's like when I'm walking by, like I think honestly, the polos that I have 2-3 weeks ago, they fit super snug and tight and it look good. Now they got a little looseness to them. I'm like, hold on, what the hell? The scale ain't really moved, but everything else is changing. I'm seeing more definition on my rib cage. I'm seeing more definition with the obliques. That's just what happens. Your body's retaining the muscle, but you lose the fat around it. And that's just for me being locked in. And that goes along with just trusting the process, following your journey. You can't rush this shit because if you rush it, you're going to hurt yourself. And what I mean by you're going to hurt yourself is you're going to emotionally let yourself down every chance you get. It's been 3 weeks and I don't look like this. Guys, I was stuck at 210, 209 for 4 weeks. Because I was working out twice a day. And you talking about, damn, I'm halting my own progress. But I didn't know no better. I was just like, man, I should be doubling up the weight because, no. Your body don't work like that. Your body and your nervous system need to rest. And I didn't realize that. I was using the stressors of what I was going through to go and push me in the gym. Despite heartbreak, despite all of that shit that really don't even fucking matter, you know what really do matter? How you feel about yourself. And that's why I joke around with my homeboys and I say, yo, man, I'm going through some shit. Your boy can't be down 2-0. Oh, I mean that shit. Dead ass. I mean that shit. Naturally, I'm a competitor. And, you know, once you get out of that mindset of being a nice guy and always trying to look out for the betterment of others and you put yourself first, it's almost like you see things a little bit differently. Don't get me wrong. I'm still a human. I'm still a man. I have already told myself, hey, look, man, I'm willing to sacrifice X, Y, and Z to get to where I want to go. But at the same time, you can't make those decisions for other people. You just can't. So when you decide to give up on something that's not reciprocating, you just gotta do what you gotta do. It hurts, but hey, fuck it. You know, you look good. You're smart as fuck. Your potential is limited, and it sucks to realize that when you've come so far, right? Most people start their journeys and they have life one way that they envision it. And then as they go through this journey, so much stuff changes that your brain don't really catch up to what's going on. It doesn't. That's why with me journaling so much, you know, I can look back at my feelings and be like, okay, I was justified in feeling that, but why did I feel that way? You know, why do I feel like if I gain 205 pounds, I'm letting people down? I don't give a fuck about them people. And that's why when I wrote this, it hurt, because then you have to reel yourself back in. Like, bro, who gives a fuck what these people say or think? Because none of them gonna pay your bills if something happened to you. And none of them truly really give a fuck about you in the grand scheme of things, right? So I have to often pull myself out of my own way. You know what I mean? And just like I was telling my mom would probably kill me if I tell y'all this because I'm putting her business in the street. But my mom, great lady, super cool. She was at her job. I guess she had a couple complaints and they moved her to another place and she was ready to give up. She was ready to quit. I was like, Mama, give it a chance. Just give it a shot. They're paying you. They agreed to pay you the same. Just give it a shot. I don't know. And she's a true, what's her zodiac sign? Virgo. You know, she a true Virgo. Mama, just give it a chance for me. So not only did she leave, they moved her from a real stressful area. Now she's in a different area, making more money doing what she loves, and that's to cook and bake. And ever since she's been at this new place, cooking and baking, their revenue has went up. What they would normally make in a month, she made in 2 days. And now they make it more because she's steady feeding people, and the food is great, the quality is great. So they like what she's doing, and she loves what she's doing. I'm saying all that to say, God will remove you sometimes because you get in your own way. Like, I truly feel like had I not been able to come back from Europe, I probably would still be over there missing more key shit involved with my kids. So essentially, yeah, God removed me to get me out of my own way, and I will always land on my feet. God has never not let me fall, and he never took me to something that I couldn't get through. I'm a firm believer in that. And they say, oh, you didn't do this in the right amount of time, or you did this on your own time. No, I truly believe that the supreme being upstairs has his own way of making us see and do things, especially when it comes to his timing, right? So timing is everything in this journey, because there's going to come a time where you realize maybe this person doing me a favor. Maybe they're not meant to be on this journey with me. Maybe I'm not supposed to be here. Maybe I'm supposed to be somewhere else. Maybe I'm not supposed to feel this way, but I need to address why I feel this way. You know what I'm saying? So it's so much involved with this journey. That's why I love it. I fucking love it. I'm glad that I got my heart ripped out my chest. I'm glad that people turned their back on me. I'm glad that people remember that old version of me. I'm glad that now that I see with such clarity, and now that I can see through a lot of the bullshit, because I don't have money clouding my judgment no more. I don't have trying to have more than this person. I don't have that cloud in my judgment no more. These things are not my God anymore, right? So for me, when I wrote this, I legit felt like I got to reel my shit back in because I'm talking in a feeling of the moment, which is what you're supposed to do. That's why it's important to write this shit down. Because now, instead of me looking back at it a couple months, I could look at it while I'm talking to you guys and be like, I may have been wrong when I said that. Because the next time I see 205, it's going to be because I did it, doing it the right way. And that's just eating more of the shit that I eat now, just more so I can gain muscle, more muscle. I mean, I'm going to push myself even more harder to lift heavier, but correctly, to continue to build onto my frame. And it's going to take time, but I promise you, before and current is my mindset. It ain't no fucking after, right? We're going to look good as we go through this process, right? And we're going to keep going. It's a guy overseas, I ain't going to say his name, but he would always say, damn, man, you look good. I don't see it, but thank you, bro. But then when I look at the pictures of when I first got to Poland to me now, it's truly a day and night difference. Like, guys, I literally look at some of the pictures of me on the golf course. I see how lean my face got. I see how I feel and look in these medium shirts now. I don't have to keep pulling my shirt down. I don't worry that when the wind is blowing into me, oh, do my chest look big or do my stomach look big? Because none of that shit is true. It's not. That's literally still remnants of the old me that's still hanging on. That's what it is. I legit feel like there's parts of me that's still trying to hold on because it's so ingrained in who I used to be that often he resurfaces. He resurfaces when he feels back into a corner. So instead of taking a deep breath and just looking at the situation, I immediately go to, okay, you hurt me, now it's time to hurt you. Except for when I hurt you, it's gonna hurt bad. Cause I don't fuck with nobody. That's why as me, they say a Scorpio, I believe that I hurt really bad because I wouldn't do that shit to you. That's why. But then on this journey, I had to learn that you can't expect yourself in other people because other people got their own way of doing shit. Other people got their own way of thinking, right? So I have to reel myself back in quite a bit to just play it how it come, take it how it's coming. Just like that. And that's all you can do. Play it how it come, take it how it's coming. I can't control what you gonna do. I can control how I'm gonna react to it, right? So it's hard. Nobody ever said this journey was gonna be easy. When you step on that scale and you see the numbers going down, hell yeah, it's gonna be a good feeling. I remember when I saw 281, I was like, damn, I was just 315 a month ago or whatever. Yeah, I was losing weight fast because your big ass ain't supposed to be that big. So yeah, 3 pounds a week is a thing. And I was doing everything I needed to do. I was eating right. I was getting my steps. I wasn't hitting the gym yet, but I was still getting my steps. And watching that scale go down really, truly made me feel great. And I'm an advocate for the scale. It's called Renpho, R-E-N-P-H-O. Get that scale, download your app so that when you actually step on it, it gives you your body fat and all type of other different readings than just the weight. It's awesome, especially after you go into the description, set up your Calendly link to talk to me because you're going to need that moving forward. But like I said, guys, this shit is hard. Like for me mentally, my brain is still catching up on some of the stuff that I don't realize is going on around me. I'm not looking at it, right? I'm looking at a whole different perspective on life right now. You know, when I can truly say, if I caught up on Body Game like 4-5 years ago, I would have been in a world of hurt because my dick would have been all over the fucking city because I wouldn't have had that self-control. But because now I feel like I did have to maturize in a lot of different ways, it's like, all right, cool. You don't need that. What you need is a better relationship with God. You need alignment with your purpose, and everything else will fall into place. And that's true. I'm living it. Granted, every part of my life ain't going the way I wanted it to go, but I just got to put it into the terms like I really don't give a fuck. Not anymore. I've cried my last tears. I've given all I had. I don't give a fuck anymore. What I do give a fuck about is making sure that I'm the best version of myself for everybody who truly depend on me. And when you stop giving a fuck about what that person think or what that person say or what that person got going on or what you think like your life can be so much better, man. Because you're focusing on becoming the best version of you. Writing this, it got me a bit emotional because I had to boil it down to maybe I'm not afraid of becoming fat again. Maybe I'm just afraid of becoming invisible. Because when you're seen and you noticed, it's a great feeling, right? But I tend not to let that shit get to my head because I know what that can do to me. I know exactly what it can do to me. I already feel like I can achieve anything that I put my mind to because of what I did. And anybody in my life that try to downplay that shit, I already know like you had no good intention for me anyway. And that's okay. Maybe that's your purpose. Maybe your purpose in my life was to show me what not to do. Maybe your purpose in my life was to show me what I don't need, you know? But when you put in that work and you see for yourself what you're capable of, you become a wrecking force, guys. I'm telling you. You truly become a wrecking force. And when you put your faith in the right places and you truly believe in yourself, it ain't gonna be shit that you can't do. But you're holding yourself back. While you got that brownie in your hand, or while you eating that ice cream, you holding yourself back. Lock in. Lock in for 6 months so you can get to a manageable body weight, so you can get to a manageable body fat. And they got so many of these options. Guys, the health industry is about to take a turn. Watch what I tell you. These companies are going to find a way to capitalize off of motherfuckers like me. Because I'm telling people, hey, put that ice cream down. But now Bluebell fucking got 333 calories with 30 grams of fucking protein, vanilla ice cream. Bruh, they're not finna, these companies are not about to lose their fucking money because people getting health conscious now and like, nah, I ain't fucking with this. They are about to change that shit to make their stuff a lot healthier so we can continue to consume that shit. I can't be mad at their hustle. I would do the same thing. It's called adjusting, right? And guys, that's what you have to do. You have to adjust. So if you're used to eating spaghetti, pizza, and burgers and shit every day, you need to adjust and get used to eating the same macros, the same everything every day until you look like how you want to look. And then don't let those compliments get to you because I know when you down 20, 30, 40 pounds, those compliments get real. Oh my God, you lost so much weight. What are you doing? You look good. Then you like, yeah, I do look good. I done lost about 30, 40 pounds. Nah, bro, keep your fucking mouth shut. Get back on that treadmill and get back in that weight room and stay hard in that kitchen. Straight up. Don't let them compliments get to you because if you can't handle it, you're going to be like, well, I'm good now. Nah, motherfucker, you ain't good. The job is not finished. Ain't that what Kobe said in the 2009 finals when they was up 4 games to 1 or some shit like that, 3 games to 1? Job's not finished. What's there to be happy about? That's the truth. Your job ain't finished, fellas. You got to believe in yourself. You got to finish this shit through. I promise you. Bro, I'm going through a shitty time in my life right now. But I keep a smile on my face and I keep telling myself job's not done. Job is not done. You got to keep going. You have to keep pushing through. Don't let those compliments get to you. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes it get hard, especially with the days I be having. And the fucking baddie got some nice shit to say. It's like, oh, damn. I appreciate that, shorty. But you live in the moment and you let it go. Don't fall into it, bro. That ain't got nothing to offer you. Dang, I hate using this word because I got daughters and shit. But the P word for the female organ, I don't call it that no more. I call it put you. Put you in jail, put you in trouble, and put you on child support. So, be careful with that because when you get on body game, bruh, this is going to happen. I'm not saying people are going to drop to your feet, but your options are going to expand. Your options are going to expand like a motherfucker. And Kevin Samuels, God rest that beautiful soul. That man straight up said men don't cheat, they exercise options. And when you get to that body you want, you making the money you want, you got the lifestyle you want, and you truly that playboy, you gonna exercise all the options you can. Matter of fact, you gonna exercise all the options that you want. But is it really gonna be worth it if your mental and your spiritual ain't right? Take the journey, big fella. Book that time to talk to me. Let's come up with a plan to get you right. But that success anxiety is fucking real. It really is, and I live it every day. I have to often tell myself, hey, fuck what these people say, fuck what they think. Because I'm not going to let that kind of pressure that I put on myself drive me nuts again till I'm back in that prison of, oh, that was 140 calories. I can't do that. Nah, G. Live your life. Get back on track. That's it. That's all. And don't play them fucking away games.